All aboard your tech news, games, and deals caboose. We have some tech news with Oppo and their smartphone with a 10x camera optical zoom. And we also have some game news with EA canceling the open world Star Wars game that was in very early development. So let's start off with tech news. Oppo confirms 10x zoom camera for smartphones. So one of their previous phones, they actually had a mechanism to actually shoot out the camera to elevate it. So it had some cool tech there. But what we're seeing is a 15.9 to 159 millimeter equivalent. And it's going to basically be super ultra wide. And then it's going to go into the 159 millimeter zooming mode into like a medium telephoto. So super zoom for that. So really good zoom on camera, and smartphone cameras are going to be coming hopefully this year. It looked like we want to hope for. And here's a little bit bigger picture for that with the actual, this is the thing from the event they were talking about. And in 2016/17, they actually kind of teased a 5x optical zoom, and that was just a prototype, but we're hoping for the 10x to come soon. And we also have an in-fingerprint reader display sensor. They're basically, it's going to be a larger area, and you're actually going to be able to press on the left side of the phone versus the right side of the phone to unlock your phone. And eventually we may see all the way top to bottom, you can just double press your thumbs to get either better security, or just you don't want to look at your phone all the time, you just want to unlock it and not press on this exact spot where the fingerprint reader is. So that's pretty cool. But that's from High Tech News, the video. And then we have Motorola RAZR. If you used to love flip phones, then it's most likely coming back. So we got a tease of a foldable screen from the CEO from Lenovo. And we are expecting a Verizon exclusive foldable phone. The screen is going to be a folding screen basically. And we also got to see a patent for that last year. And this looks like a rough idea of what they're going to be doing. So kind of a big hinge, but the screen will be intact and won't have a crease in the middle. So interesting to see Motorola coming in with a Verizon exclusive for $1,500. Some of the foldable phones are going to be expensive, so don't expect anything cheaper for a while. We also have a Sony's A6400 mirrorless camera. It comes with a selfie screen for budding YouTube stars. So I won't be getting this camera, but basically it's $900 for the body of the camera, and it's going to have the flip out little screen for you to flip out, and that will probably get in the way if you're doing an external microphone attachment to the top. So be careful if you're going to be doing both of those. You won't be able to see very well. And this is going to be the camera with the world's fastest 0.02 second autofocus acquisition speed. So similar to the other style stuff, other camera line from Sony. And it has the 24.2 megapixel APS-C Exmor CMOS image sensor. So pretty good sensor there. And this is paired with the Bion Z X image processor. And that's going to give you 4K 24 to 30 FPS. And the 11 FPS for the mechanical shutter for like sports photo shooting and stuff. So you'll be able to get good shots for that if you're taking pictures. We also have a date is in February for this camera, and there's three pricing. It looks like $900 for just the body version, $1,000 for a lens between 16 and 50 millimeters, and then the $1,300 version, you'll get 18 to 135 millimeter lens. So better lens there. And here was the camera with a flip out screen. Pretty good from Sony if you wanted that flip out stuff. We also have a little video of their tracking software for sports and stuff. It gets pretty good, and it can track all types of sports, like this sport, which is basically trying to kill yourself. This guy's a professional most likely, and yeah, go to try that. We also have Japan Robot Hotel murders half the robots after they created more work for humans. So basically 243 robots got laid off. A lot of the robots couldn't actually answer some of the questions for the guests is what they were hoping for. And so they still have to have human staff members. And some other staff that got axed was these Velociraptor robots at the check-in counter. So these two of them got decommissioned or laid off or murdered, basically. And this was they were used for photocopying guest passports manually. They still had to do it manually. So, and then 2 robot luggage carriers could only actually reach 24 out of 100 of the rooms, and they failed in rain or snow, and they would get stuck trying to pass each other. That's just awkward. It's like a contest. And then the hotel's main concierge robot also didn't know how to answer questions about flight schedules, which could get pretty tough. Google does an okay job sometimes. It's getting better with all the flight stuff that they've been adding. So a lot of these robots were in service for years, so they were abused for years, and then now they're just being thrown out. I wonder if they're being recycled at the very least. But those poor robots, they did good. You may rest now. We also have some game news, and that starts off with EA cancels open world Star Wars game. So there was a open world Star Wars game in development. So this started off with, it was named Ragtag at first, and it was just a Star Wars game in development. And then the studio got canceled, and then it kind of got took over by the Vancouver studio. And that's when it got transformed into the open world style game. And now we have that project is also canceled. And then that leads us into some of the updates that they talk about. We actually kind of found out what they were actually doing with the game. It was codenamed Orca, and it was basically you would be able to play as a scoundrel or a bounty hunter who could explore various open world planets and work with different factions across the Star Wars universe. So bad and good style stuff there. That could be pretty interesting. It looked like it was far off, was one of the reasons why they canceled it, that they needed something earlier than planned release date for Orca. So they're looking for something sooner, as in late 2020. So this game was way off, it sounds like. And then we have a small update from EA, and they said that there's been speculation overnight about one of our Star Wars projects. As a natural part of the process, they will continue and will evolve, and they're fully committed into making more Star Wars games. And I'm kind of just skipping through this, but everyone is excited about the Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order from Respawn, and they will share more news projects when the time is right. So probably won't see the open world style Star Wars game anytime soon, even though it wasn't coming anytime soon, but that is your Star Wars news. We also have some other Sony style stuff from Twisted Voxel. Apparently Sony is sending out emails about a new console gaming survey to plan for the future of PlayStation. So the email, this was basically the top of the email. We didn't get to see the actual questions, but they kind of talk about them. So they're just looking for opinions about their console gaming line. So some of the questions were about streaming, playing games offline or online, and questions about dedicated to owning consoles. So kind of pushing the streaming thing, not actually owning your own console, or just renting them. I'm not quite sure. I mean, they didn't exactly explain the questions. Sony isn't quite gonna do that. So would you be okay to streaming PS4 games from your PC? We're not talking PC, but anyways. So interesting thing there. We probably won't hear much more about PS5 until 2020, but get hyped for PS5 and about not owning your own console and streaming potentially. But we'll see. There could be 2 versions. Xbox might be doing 2 versions as well. So that's that. We also have some more PS goodness with God of War Platinum Trophy. So there is a extra little email reward that you can get, and it is an avatar for you to use with your PlayStation Now account. So congratulations for earning a God of War Platinum Trophy. So if you haven't earned this yet, get back in the game and continue finding all those little collectibles, because you'll get a cool little avatar. Yeah. We also have more PlayStation news with Eden tomorrow. This is coming out Q1 of this year, and there is a demo that you can play now. And this is basically what happens when AI and other stuff takes over. Artificial intelligence gets out of control, and somehow monsters get mixed in, and there is a lot of good VR goodness, virtual reality stuff to go over in this game. Not sure how long the demo is, but you can check it out at the PlayStation Games store. And here's some cool little stuff from the end of the clip. Actually show a Titan, if you're a fan of Attack on Titan. And there he was. We missed it, but bam, bam, I missed it again. And there it is, and there it is, there. So we could see a Titan in the game. We don't really know. And Reddit users get excited for Little Legend. This is a game fundable on Kickstarter right now, and it's pretty close to hitting its goal. And it is a 2D style open world adventure-y game. And you can transform, you can run through forests, and people seem to like the art. Some of the comments were it looked a little bit floaty, the character animations, and that is actually already being addressed by the creator in the comments section for the Reddit. So that's one of the first things they'll be working on to fix on the art style. So they're already community driven. That's pretty cool. And they also mentioned, some people mentioned that it was too close zoomed in to the actual gameplay. The field of view was pretty close, and that they're actually going to be, again, the creators mentioned that they'll be adding like a more dynamic zoom in for during close combat, and possibly zoom out during when you can just look at the landscapes and stuff. So they already have a bunch of things planned, even though this is their trailer. Looks pretty worldly, pretty cool. And that is your tech and game news for today. We'll have some more stuff tomorrow at 3 p.m. Pacific every day. So thanks for watching, and we'll be signing out. Pew 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 pew.